Good evening. Welcome to Money Matters. My name is Anthony Wilson.
And I'm Judy Kanhai. Coming up in this week's program, food prices continue to climb as the foreign exchange shortage gets worse. The Supermarkets Association is saying prices will increase throughout the year. And Maria Moore is a customer representative. She tells us how she juggles her job and being a single mom.
But we begin with Paula Gopi-Schoon, the Minister of Trade, who talks to us about diversification and about the ease of doing business in Trinidad and Tobago. Good evening, Minister Paula Gopi-Schoon. What is the ministry doing to promote trade, diversification and ease of doing business in Trinidad and Tobago?
Good, a good place to start, Anthony, and therefore let me say that there's some focus areas in the Ministry of Trade, and that is on trade, getting our exports out in terms of export goods, both goods and services, energy goods and non-energy goods and services as well, and of course on increased foreign direct investment. We're looking to that both in energy and non-energy, but ramping up the non-energy foreign direct investment. We're also very much focused on providing an enabling business environment and looking at our structures which are in place, some of the which have become somewhat broken. So we're looking at fixing some institutions within the ministry, some of the agencies operating out of the Ministry of Trade and Industry.
In terms of measuring success, how have the non-energy exports from Trinidad and Tobago been in the last 18 months?
Fairly constant, and we are concerned. I mean, this is a country, when we look at the overall trading figures, we do have a trade deficit of about, if my memory serves me right, $11 billion. But interestingly, with a $33 billion trade surplus with energy products, and with non-energy products, you're talking about a $22 billion deficit. So it tells us that there's much work to do in terms of, especially with the lowering of energy prices and the lowering of production levels with regard to both oil and gas. We really do have to focus on getting our non-energy products and services out, and the focus is really there. We need to ramp them up in terms of earning foreign exchange and creating jobs as well. So it's an area of focus for us, and primarily for Export TT, and working along with the other agencies, the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association, and also not only the traditional chamber of Trinidad and Tobago, but also all of the chambers, the PINAL, the DB, the CUVA, all of the chambers throughout Trinidad and Tobago. The focus has to be on manufacturing and export and increasing those levels. The new chairman, Ashmir Mohammed, who is an expert in exports, and of course, and also the new head of the TTMA, Christopher Alcazar. They are both persons who are well tuned with exports, and so within the Export TT and the ministry, we now have experts to engage with us to ramp up, and the focus is on market penetration and working outside of CARICOM. CARICOM being still important to us, but if we have to focus on increased trading levels, we definitely have to work outside of the region. And it's the reason why you would have heard us talking about Cuba and the importance of Chile, and of course what's going to happen with the UK and European markets post-Brexit. All of those are important to us now, as we really do seek to take our goods outside of the region as well.
Yet still manufacturers complain about the ease of doing business in Trinidad and Tobago. There are problems with the ports, there are problems with customs, there are problems with foreign exchange. What is the ministry doing to mitigate those problems?
Let's see, and let's agree that it is so. If you look at the index of ease of doing business, Trinidad and Tobago has not done well. What the government has done, it has enabled and has given the Ministry of Trade and Industry the authority to work with all the other key ministries and agencies who are directly concerned with these regulatory requirements. So the areas of concern would be construction permits, paying taxes, registering property, and many others. So all of the connected ministries, we are in conversation with them. We are to go back to cabinet and that's imminent, with all of the implementation processes intact, and also beginning and end dates, so that we can say to the public, we can say to the business sector, and I can tell you that in as little as 6 months, you can see some reforms taking place.
Do free trade zones fall under the Ministry of Trade?
We've examined the activity of the free zones regime within Trinidad and Tobago currently as to its efficacy and whether it has given the results that it is expected to. And the kinds of results that we expect from any free zones regime would be increased foreign direct investment, increased exports. It must be in line with the government's diversification plan. There must be significant job creation from it, so there must be significant benefits derived from a free zones regime. Recognizing that we had a very deficient regulatory framework and that the results had not been, have not been positive in any which way, we've taken to Cabinet the proposition for a new special economic zones regime, which the Cabinet has approved. And this is to take the form of a different spectrum of zones, including industrial zones, development zones, port areas as well.
How has the diversification thrust been going?
Diversification, pretty good. We know what we have to do. We know what our responsibilities are. It doesn't belong only to the Ministry of Trade and Industry, Agriculture, certainly to the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Fisheries, and Tourism. Let me speak to those that we are responsible for, which will be, for now, the maritime sector and also the creative industries. With regard to the maritime sector, the Standing Committee on the Development of the Manufacturing Sector has been developed. Cabinet has in fact mandated that. We've started working, and the chair of that Standing Committee is Minister Franklin Can. And there is interest. We've started working on the specific areas for development, which is the ship repair and dry docking business, bunkering. We're looking at transshipment, coal stacking, port development, development of the yachting industry as well. Considerable work has already been done, and there's already interest, in particular in the ship repair business, and which has the capacity to earn foreign exchange as well, tremendous foreign exchange, and create jobs. And I can tell you, I can't give you the details just yet, but we do have a very large interest in terms of ship repair and dry docking, and also there is an existing local ship repair entity, and they are looking at considerable expansion as well. We are helping them with sourcing land and other facilities as well. What we've done as well is we've looked, you would be well aware of the Andean Development Bank, and also known as CAF, and the relationship with lending not only to the government but also to private entities. And we've brought them in to meet with some of these existing, the larger local entities engaged in ship repair and dry docking. So we've seeking to match credit, to provide credit by bringing in, matching the donors and funding agencies with the ship repair agencies as well. So we've focused on that. We have a new yachting policy that is ready for Cabinet. We've asked the ministry to provide us, the Ministry of Works and Transport and also Petrotrin, to provide us with projects, bunkering projects, and to look at the feasibility of bunkering as well. And so that we're working on those areas. And also in the creative industries, it's really very virgin. But as a creative people, we have to seek to match the creative side of our people, the creative juices of our people, with the culture of Trinidad and Tobago, which is exciting.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. Yeah.
When we come back, Judy speaks to the president of the Supermarkets Association about rising food prices. Money Matters will be right back.